So we're on our way to St. Augustine, and we had to stop at the Buc-ee's, of course, fill her up at the Buc-ee's. So this is Buc-ee's right here. That's how crazy it is. And it goes on for days, this store, and it's so busy because it just opened here. Fountain of Youth, Archaeological Park. Let's go. So Ponce de Leon's Fountain of Youth Archaeological Park, America's first colony. These guys claim to be America's first colony. Pretty cool. So you get in and right away you're greeted with peacocks. There's a guy with this plume up over there. I love the sound they make. Fountain of Youth. Oh.
We've been drinking this water for 4,000 years.
There's the fountain. You can get some water here.
North American country. That was Ponce de Leon's claim to fame. He only stayed here 5 days.
This was 1513 discovered.
Because he was a conquistador. He was not looking for water.
Cheers to the fountain. Yep.
Now, he would return
I'm younger already.
the Gulf Coast of Florida in 1521. And he got in a skirmish.
He said it takes half an hour. Hello, Mr. Peacock. How are you doing today?
I'm going to give 2 commands. Ready to fire? Fire. Cover your ears. This will be loud. I would recommend covering your ears.
Good.
Ready to fire? Fire!
Whoa!
All right. Can I answer any questions?
So this is the watchtower. You got the bay over there. Some old cannons down here. That's really cool. Look at those old cannons. Those things are like 500 years old, man. Crazy. Yeah, so see, 17th century, meaning 1600, cannons. These things were on boats, right? And it's really cool to see them underwater, all rusted now. Pretty cool. This is pretty cool.
Oh, that's heavy, yeah.
They're all 60 pounds, and they have these different pulley systems. That one's a little more doable, right?
Yeah, because you got the...
And then try this last one. It's way easier with the double pulley.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That is so cool. That's not the coolest sound, but that is cool. An old ship. There it is. That's neat.
Conquest and expansion. You have seen how the centers of Spanish and Portuguese civilization were established chronologically during this greatest of centuries, which witnessed so many world-shaking events.
So that show that we just went into was really cool. It was a lot of historical aspects of the exploration. A lot of the little lights that were on there on that planet were just showing you different times and explorations. That was actually a pretty cool thing in the 1960s, I guess. I mean, it was cool. I enjoyed it, but as the commentator said before it started, it just at the time, 1950, 60, there was nobody that actually went in space to see something like that. So it was a perspective of seeing the Earth like we do today with all our technology.
To use the tip of the bolt to guide me. Now, folks, before I continue, I must warn y'all, I am the new guy. Y'all see any kayakers back there? Forget it. Good. Now let's see what happens here. Not bad, right?
Bullseye.
We're having rabbits tonight. Listo.
All right, guys. There you go. You gotta help me now. ¡Para España!
Para España!
¡Fuego!
Wow.
Very nice.
Pretty good.
Very nice.
Okay, guys, that was pretty cool. The cannon firing there. They used only 2 ounces of charge on that, whereas, or gunpowder, whatever, you know, that they're using on that. Typically that cannon would hold 1.5 pound of charge. So whatever it was going on there was nothing compared to what it would be if you had a full charge in there. So it was pretty intense, pretty cool.
Guys, in a 10-minute demonstration, I don't have time to make a candelabra. We have to keep it kind of small and simple, but still historically relevant. One thing that the archaeologists here in town tell us they recover quantities of at almost every dig site they go out on are these square iron nails. So we know they were commonly used, very important to those settlers. And yeah, their nails back then were square, not round and smooth, because they had to be hammered out by hand with hammers. And square just happens to be the fastest, easiest way to get the job done. Blacksmiths don't use thermometers, so I have no idea what temperature that metal is. We go by the color of the metal. First color it's going to turn is red. When it gets hotter than red, it turns orange. When it gets hotter than orange, it turns yellow. And when it gets hotter than yellow, it turns white. And it looks like that right there. We'll start by flattening 2 sides. Give it a quarter turn and flatten the other 2 sides. Now I'm going to go back and forth on my first 2 sides, stretching the end of that nail out longer and thinner, and as I do, I just angle the head of my hammer to bring it down to a sharp point. Nice and hot. Leave up just enough material here to squish to form the head of our nail with. Right there is good. Lock it down. Break it off right where I notched it. Take my hammer, hit the nail on the head. But you're not going to hang on to them long. Steel turns red hot at approximately 1200 degrees. What comes before 1200? That's right, 1100 degree steel will burn you very bad. So we have to always pay attention in here, never assume that it's not hot just because it doesn't look hot. That's why I'll use these tongs to grab that nail, because it could still be as much as 600 degrees. And it was.
Ooh, he's shaking them, shaking his tail feathers. Look at you, finally. There you go, thank you so much. You took a moment to show us. Do your little dance now. Yeah, so folks, that was the Ponce de Leon Fountain of Youth. And some great little fun shows in there, and lots of great history and things to just see and do while you're in there. Yeah, it was fun. In the what they call the oldest city in America. Okay, we made it. It's our Guy Harvey room. It's by the water, and it's roomy. Lots of room. So, bathroom. It's okay, you know? Yep, and so that's it for our first day in St. Augustine. So, thanks for joining us.